Hello, YouTube friends. So, as you know, I'm a fire alarm engineer, and I'm not going to show any in-depth schematics of this building. This building's a top secret building, kinda, sorta. It's the Communist Party headquarters building. Very few people even know it exists. It's a very large building in Michigan. Let's see how big. This direction alone is 210 feet wide, so it's as wide as my building. But get this. It's 430 feet long. It's huge. This is the central core where the elevators are held, staircase in the central core. Then each corner has a staircase. The reason why each corner has a staircase is they didn't originally know how to hide the dolphin fin columns. So, you know what dolphin fin columns are. They're those flat columns that stop buildings from shifting because it's a concrete building. In fact, I might even have, let me bring up a photo of a dolphin fin column. That's what a dolphin fin column looks like. They stop buildings from shifting, provides much support. So picture 4 dolphin fin columns and then the stairwell in the center. Now, we're going to talk about the building's fire alarm system. The building was built starting 1924 and was finished around 34. These red dots represent the fire alarms, fire alarm horns. The original system was a 120 volt autocall system. Somewhere around the 70s, it would have been switched to a simplex system. And the 120 volt bell circuits are still there to this day. They run up the stairs. This too. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each floor has 5 120 volt fire alarms. Then, in the 80s, when the system was then again switched, it became one of the first addressable fire alarm systems in the world. These horns were added. Those are 24 volt. They were all simplex 2903 light plate strobe plates. And the ones on the stairwells, again, are 120 volt. So the original system only had pull stations. It had no heat detectors, obviously no smoke detectors. The only way to activate it was to pull it. So, you know something, come to think of it, I think the original autocall system would have remained until it got switched to the 2120. I don't think it would have ever had a 4208 panel. I think it would have been autocall right up till it got switched, but I can ask somebody. I'm pretty sure actually. It then got switched to a 2120 system, and the 120 volt bell circuits were kept, but these were added. These horns were added. This is the core. These are like a private office area over here. And then these massive rooms are open concept office space. They're huge. So the design of this building is a lot like the World Trade Center too, because there's no columns in these. The beams run 75 feet, which is really impressive, all the way over to here. These are the columns. Columns. Then obviously the walls act as columns. It is quite the building. So I'm going to be talking a lot about this building. There is no need to worry. The fire alarm system is not being removed. But before I switch, I want to show... Whoops. Before I switch, I want to show you one of the 120 volt fire alarms. This is a spare fire alarm. It matches the exact specifications of the alarms at the building. It is a Federal Signal, no surprise because they're affiliated. 120 volt. That's how they look. We have tons of spare devices for the system. Now, this building is massive. It's about 9 floors. It's a big building. So let's do some simple math. Now, I know the lobby is 120 volt, and there's shafts in the basement, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 120 volt. So 9 times 5 is 45, but I believe there's 55 120 volt horns. About that. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which were added at a later date. Those are 24 volt. I'm going to show you those devices in a second. So 6 times 9, you're going to get to see how bad I am at math. It's 56, right? Because 6 times 10 would be 60, so 6 times 9, is it 56? I don't know. So, all told, it's got over 100 2903 light plates, so it's a lot like my building in that regard. I'm going to go show you one of the others. This is how the 24 volt devices look. This is a spare device. I keep spare devices. I'm the fire alarm engineer for the building, so I keep spare devices for them, and they have spare devices on site as well. When the system was switched over to a 2120 system, pipes had to be run on top of the concrete to accommodate all the smoke detectors, because again, there were no heat detectors. And the original pull stations are not there. The 120 volt pull stations, those were removed. Those were put on the pipes for the. So what you have is you have a separate pipe that runs around all of this for all the smoke detectors, and in that pipe also powers the 24 volt horns. The 120 volt horns have pipes in the concrete, and they travel with the stairwells. So they come up from the first floor, some feed the basement, then it goes up and it feeds the horns. So those are in the concrete. But the other ones are not in the concrete. Those pipes are just run on top. It was a nice job that's done. Real cool system. Very large building. And so I'm not going to take video inside, but later I'm going to say next few months, you're going to even get to hear what it sounds like in there when it's going off.